Hi guys, back again. Right, today we're going to be making one of these. Necronomicon prop for your Evil Dead tanks. We'll just go through how I actually did it. The first bit of this is slightly repeated because I decided to do a bit of work. So I actually filmed the first bit and then thought I'd add another first bit just to show you. Right, so that's it. This is the completed one. Let's go and build it. So you start, plain bit of wood. Yeah, nice thick bit. I think it's about 13mm thick bit of ply. So what you got to do, with your saw blade, and cut a groove on 3 sides. So you want to set it down low. So you're just cutting a little groove out, and then set up on the side. So you're just gonna bring groove, and then move the guide over. So you cut that groove all in 3 sides. So there we go. You've got a groove cutting in there. So we do this bit, pin it on there. That gives so it just looks like a book. So that bit's done. You've got a groove there and the end bit there. So it actually just looks like a book. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sand around the edges, round them off a little bit, give it a bit of a worn look, and then we'll do the next bit. So what we've got to do is use the glue gun like a pen. This gives it the like 3D image. You just do rough. You can't really go wrong with this. And then you just build it up all the way around. Now what we're going to do, we're going to just paint in between the bits with a PVA. Once that dries, it'll give it a bit more texture. Right guys, as you saw from the first couple of pictures, what I did to make one of these little props is I got a bit of ply and cut a groove in that bit of ply just on 3 sides, and then I got another bit of ply and stuck it on the end there, so that ends up with this sort of book sort of thing. Then all this is hot glue gun. Yeah, so I just use it basically like a pen. So you draw out your design, and next thing I will paint it. But this was sort of an experiment anyway, just to see if it would actually work, and it has worked. So we done a bigger one, yeah, but to give it the sort of more effect, if you can see in between the grooves and stuff, it's got a lot more sort of leathery effect, which I was sort of aiming for. So what I've done with that is I've painted over these bits in PVA glue before I sprayed it, and that's given it, I sort of built it up. I've done about 3 different thin layers, so it really gives it a sort of real sort of textured look. over it, but it was basically done exactly the same. There's a bit of ply, cut a groove out of it, stuck another bit of ply on the end to make it look like a book. Now this is going to be a prop in one of the Evil Dead ones. So the next thing I'm going to do is obviously paint the eyes and nose and everything in black, and then we're going to try and give the rest of it sort of a blacky, reddy sort of paint effect to make it look a bit more leathery and human flesh bound book. But yeah, exactly. But I think that's worked quite well actually. It was just an idea I've had. But I thought I'd do this little one just to give it an experiment to see what it looked like. But it's just basically sprayed with red primer. So I think the total cost of this, alright, I've got wood machine and stuff. I've got a table saw anyway at work. But that is just a scrap bit of wood. And same with this, it's just like a normal scrap bit of wood. Right, next bit is to paint it. Alright guys, what we're going to do, we're going to use a acrylic based paint from my toolkit. I use all different sorts of acrylics, loads of different brushes and other stuff. It's for one of my tanks. But yeah, it looks like my old art box from university. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to just paint the whole thing and do sort of maybe a bit like the way I'd done the rock effect back wall, and do some sponge painting on it. But I might do like the paint and wipe effect. So you sort of like paint a bit on and then wipe it off just to give it a bit more depth and getting all the creases and everything. But yeah, it's just basic acrylic paint. So I think what we'll do to save your boredom is we will do a time lapse on this one. As you can see, it's all going to take shape. Quite cool. Right. Now we painted the black bit on. Right, it's starting to take shape. Now I've done this little one. I can sort of use this one as the experiment. So what we're going to try and do bung some paint around it, and then and give it a wipe off. As you can see, the colours starting to build up. So if we add a load of different colours to it and just keep building it up and up, it should work. And as I say, I've done this little one. Here's a sort of experiment. As you can see, yeah, we're starting to get that aged look. So the one I'm actually going to use, we'll experiment on this one and see what that one turns out like, and then we can follow suit with the next one. Alright guys, it's basically about as simple as that. It's just like trying to pick out like the little creases. Nah, add a bit of black and then just wipe it away. But I think it's given it sort of a nice aged look, you know? And considering it's just a bit of wood, I've gone over like the middle bit with a bit of yellow, then white and orange, because a book this old and decrepit wouldn't be all nice and bright and shine white paper. So that's a bit so that's one prop. And as I said, I'm glad I did the little experiment, but you can notice the difference if you come close. It's you see the texture there that's built up around there compared to that one, because this one didn't have any PVA in between the glue, so it's giving it quite a good, and that was just painting it on, literally just painting it on. It's giving it sort of like a leathery sort of effect. That's one prop down. But I know there's like people vlog these on the internet and stuff, like get all the pages, so I might actually make myself a proper one, just because I'm a proper Evil Dead weirdo freak. Right, that's that. Cheers guys. Right guys, thanks for that. That's all done. Next one is, obviously I've got two Evil Dead ones to do. So you got the part 2 of the first enclosure, and then Evil Dead enclosure 4. I'm going to be doing that as well. Also, I've got another tank that I'm doing a rehousing, which I said in the previous video about the Picosta. So that'll be done. Yeah, so that's that bit. Just a couple of shout outs. I've been asked to join loads and loads of groups recently, but there's a couple that stand out to me. Not Your Average Pet, that's on Facebook if you want to join up. Some great guys on there. I've invited a few of you already. There's Everything Tarantula, I think I've mentioned before. Yeah, it's quite a few real good ones out there with some nice, real nice people. And hopefully they're Not Your Average Pet, I'm going to win the banner competition. But yeah, should be good. Who wouldn't want me on their banner for a week? But that's it, yeah. Let's get on and finish this one off. I've got another one to film today. So, goodbye. Like, comment in the commenty bit, and subscribe if you liked it. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.